guys, and welcome to HeidiKMakeup. I can't stop project panning. I've been kind of going back and forth for a little bit on whether or not I want to jump in on some of these project pan things that are going on. So first I should say, if you're new around here and this is your first video, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell. I do videos all about project panning, using your makeup, but I also do a lot of videos about cruelty-free makeup. And I have been panning and trying to use up products on and off for about 6 years. My collection has finally shrunk down to the point where I could go back to using product the way that I used to, and I feel like I would still get really good use out of my product. And I often find myself wondering, why am I still project panning? But then I see someone post a project pan, and even though I don't have a lot of products, I'm like, I want to do that anyways, and that's pretty much what happened here. I will link down below the ladies that are doing this, and I was not like part of the official collab for this video, but I've decided to do it too. Anyways, in my subscription feed, I watch a lot of other project panners. If you do project pans, especially Pan That Palette, I really do want to know about it. I'm trying to follow everyone that's posting. But the Friends collab of a Friends project pan came up in my subscription feed. There's another one too that I'm probably going to film right after this video. But the Friends collab, I was like, I think that this is something that I can do. So basically, if you haven't watched everyone else, it was started by the Pantastic Ladies Facebook group, which I just joined. And I will link down below all the videos that I can find of people who are doing it. But the idea is that you pick stuff that associates with the TV show Friends, or stuff that was given to you by friends. So one that goes with each character, like a product for each character. So at first I was like, I want to do this, and then I looked through my collection and I was like, I don't know if I can do this because my collection has shrunk down so much. I'm like, I don't even know if I can come up with something that represents each one of the friends, but I did. And so let me show you my products. One of the things that appealed to me about this particular project pan is that it's a 6-month-long project pan, and I am now halfway through the year working on my Pan That palette, and I'm starting to run low on some eyeshadows, and I also am starting to feel like I'm doing very well with my Pan That palette this year. I will link the playlist right there. I'm doing very, very well on my Pan That palette this year, and I definitely feel very confident that I'm going to finish it up, but I also feel like I haven't given some of my other eyeshadows enough love, and I want my collection to shrink even more. So all of the eyeshadows that I'm including in this project are shadows that I want to just hit pan on. I'm also starting to kind of prepare for next year's Pan That palette and think about what I want to do. And I haven't 100% decided, but regardless of which one I end up doing, this will help me kind of reach the goal. So let's start with the boys. I picked shadows from my The Balm Nude Dude palette for each one of the boys from the Friends cast. And the reason why I decided to go with this palette is because this palette I bought while I was on a Pan That palette last year, and it got barely any love because I was so busy panning the Too Faced one. And since I'm doing so well with Anastasia, I feel like I can kind of utilize this, and this is the biggest contender in my opinion for a Pan That palette that I really, really want to do for next year. And so because I haven't touched it, and because I'm doing so well on my other one, I'm like, let's get started on some of the shades that are in here. Plus, it just so happens that some of these shade names fit every single one of the boys. So let's start with Chandler, and I'm going with this shade Funny right here. I think that this is going to be one of the more difficult ones. It is a shimmer, which I tend to find shimmers a little bit easier to pan, but I also do still have kind of a dark brown, it's a matte, but kind of a dark brown in my Pan That palette this year. So that one I'm a little bit nervous about. We'll see how that one goes. For Joey, I picked Flirty, which may be my favorite color in the palette because how you doing? You know, I just figured it would be perfect for Joey. It's this really pretty kind of mauvey pink. It is very light. It's not super duper pigmented, but man, it looks gorgeous. And it has these gold reflex in it. I did a get ready with me with this that I will try to remember to link down below, and I think I used that shade in that get ready with me. So again, I just want to hit pan on that one. And then Ross, I had a little bit of trouble with. There was a lot of options that I was kind of considering, but ultimately, since I was trying to use this palette, I went with this one, which is Faithful, because we were on a break. Sure you were, Ross. But again, it's just this really shimmery gold color. I'm wearing it in the inner corner of my lids today. I'm still wearing my Pan That palette shades, but it's really pretty. And I think in 6 months I can hit pan on those and still not detract from my Pan That palette stuff. Now for the girls. We'll start with Phoebe. Phoebe I had a hard time with. I felt like the girls were a little bit trickier. But Phoebe is kind of like a free spirit. She's kind of hippie-ish and mystical, and so finally I ended up going with my Pacifica Mystical Eye Palette, partially because, as you can see, I already have a shadow missing in there. I am trying to utilize these kind of alongside my Pan That palette this year, and it works, right? So this is the shade I think I'm going to try and hit pan. You can see that these are all really neutral, easy, wearable shades, and that's because I want my Pan That palettes to be very easy this year. And the swatch is not showing up on camera. It's very, very light. I'm wearing it today on my brow bone, but I definitely think I can hit pan in that. And I don't know, I felt like if Phoebe was an eyeshadow palette, she'd be mystical. I know a lot of people went with, like, I think Steela's Kitten would be a really good one to do because of Smelly Cat, but I didn't have that. My collection is so much smaller than it used to be. Then I went back and forth like 3 or 4 times with Rachel, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for her. And Rachel, I thought about maybe doing something kind of coffee themed because she worked in a coffee shop, but honestly, everything that was titled like a coffee theme, I was like, nope, that's not going to work with what it is that I'm trying to do here. Although I may change this because now that I'm looking at this, looks very similar to 2 of the other shades. But what I decided to go is to dip into my Makeup Geek singles because these also haven't gotten a lot of love. And I'm going with the shade Glamorous because she was very fashionable, very fashion forward, ended up working in the fashion industry. It's another gold color. It's a little bit more of an orangey gold than the Ross's Faithful color. But I just thought it was really pretty. And again, I feel like all of these are very easy and wearable. I plan on probably wearing all of these quite a bit on the weekend because I want to try and give myself a little bit time off of Pan That palette. So I'm thinking wear Pan That palette all throughout the week, and then on the weekend work on some of these shades, and then also maybe try and incorporate some of these shades into my Pan That palette looks, especially now that a lot of my lid shades are starting to disappear out of the palette. Then the hardest one for me to come up with was Monica, because I didn't have anything where I was like, oh, this really goes along with her personality. So a lot of people are doing like cleansers, or might be doing like something that is scented clean or something like that, because she is very much like a clean freak. But I ultimately decided to go with something a little bit different and go with something that actually reminds me of Monica. When I think about Friends and I think about Monica, there's a very specific look that comes straight to my mind, and it's right from the beginning when she's in that like white tank top, like their intro song, and she has her short black hair and she's wearing very much a 90s brown lip color. And it was very, very fashionable at the time. It came back a couple years ago. I bought this thinking I would be into it, and honestly I haven't really worn it. And it is this shade Rose Femme by Milani. It got a little bit melted, but honestly I've barely worn it. It's one of those dark brown 90s colors in my opinion. And again, this is a 6-month-long project, so I feel like I can do these because this definitely is a color that I don't think is very summery. But I've been mixing it, and like my lipstick is worn off and I just kind of put a gloss back over the top. But I was mixing it with like a really bright purple that I felt like was too much, and honestly, I was like, oh, that can be wearable. So I think that I would like to go through this year, and it just reminds me of that look that Monica had. So anyways, those are kind of my thoughts for the Friends Pan That palette. I have no idea when this video, or Project Pan, excuse me. I have no idea when this video is going to go up though, because I have a lot of videos kind of queued up ahead of time right now. So I am filming this on June 20th, but I think it will go up later than that. So I plan on filming updates on the 20th. I don't know when I will post them though, and I'm gonna try to do monthly updates. But as far as my Pan That palettes this year, I'm not being too strict on them, because if these products are still kicking around at the end of Pan That palette, or Project Pans, I keep saying that, at the end of Project Pans, I'm okay with that. It's fine. I don't have a huge collection right now, but I still want to give other things love while I'm working on the products that I have, which is why I'm starting to incorporate some of these other ones into my routine. Also, honestly, watching you guys, it's like, there's a channel called The Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. I'll link her down below because I just discovered her too. But the title of her name is absolutely accurate, and watching you guys do all of your Project Pans gets me excited about using my products again and makes me enjoy my makeup again. But the best thing about Project Pans is that I get to enjoy my makeup without feeling like I need to go shopping. And even though I'm not on a no-buy and I feel okay purchasing things, like today when I'm filming this, I posted a haul. I'm also not going to go out and go crazy. I'm going to replace things as they need to be replaced, and I still want to utilize what I already have. So anyways, if you're new around here, again, subscribe. Don't forget to check out these two videos if you haven't, and that one right there. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.